قد أفلح المؤمنون, successful the believer, في صلاتهم خاشعون, they are in خشوع during والذين هم عن اللغو معرضون. One of them definitions of لغو is vain talk, just talk that's going to get me nowhere. But it is negative talk is backbiting. Any questions? Anybody? Yes, please, go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
This is on the subject of backbiting.
I knew it.
Would it be considered
Tomorrow
backbiting?
is all about backbiting, don't worry.
Yes. Would it be considered backbiting if you're in a group and people are talking like extensively about somebody else's life, not in a bad way, but just like talking about...
That's called vain talk. For example, she traveled or he traveled, they got a new job. As long as there is no negative, it's basically you're not backbiting, but that's vain talk. قد أفلح المؤمنون, successful the believer, في صلاتهم خاشعون, they are in خشوع during والذين هم عن اللغو معرضون. One of them definitions of لغو is vain talk, just talk that's going to get me nowhere. But it is negative talk is backbiting. Yes, please. Wa alaikum salam. If someone wronged me and you are hurt and you want to vent,
not in public, but to like maybe your mother or maybe a sister,
backbiting,
just to like get some advice.
Backbiting.
Still backbiting.
Unless you didn't say the name. If you come for an advice, which is very common, you know what? Somebody at work did this to me. What do you think I should do? That's not backbiting. You did not specify. But if you're going to come and says, my husband did 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, with all my apology, it's backbiting. Or you go and say, my wife did 1, 2, 3, 4, it's backbiting. There's no exception, very few, and I'm not going to give you the exceptions because everybody is going to hold to the exceptions. Yes. Any of the brothers? Yes, please. The young man behind you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
A bunch of people.
How old are you first?
14.
14. MashaAllah. And you stayed listening to this. You made me happy. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you. Yes, go.
Some people have said that you're allowed to backbite when the person in question is someone in power. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, I don't think I understood you.
Some people have said that if you're backbiting about someone in power, it doesn't count. Is that true?
It does count. Even leaders. It's the same definition. The only time it is not backbiting, now everybody is going to hold to this because that's if the person is doing something publicly. For example, they're on the TV, said something, and that something is negative. And you said, you know what? That's what they said on the TV. Because public, al-mujahar bil-ma'asiyah. This is not. But most of the time is we go on and on and on. On and on is backbiting. When you start adding your opinion, and the best way is, as I always say it, zip it. The best way to stay safe. Sayyidina Umar said, من كثر كلامه كثر خطأه ومن كثر خطأه كثر سقطه. Whomsoever speaks too much will make mistakes, and the person who makes a lot of mistakes will lose the respect. Anybody in the back? Ladies.
Ladies in the back?
Yes, okay.
Let me phrase my question.
Yes.
So, you said that we cannot say anything about anyone at all.
At all.
But one needs therapy sometimes. And your niyyah is not to hurt or say things, but you just, you need
for
some therapy because if you didn't, you're going to go insane.
It's a beautiful community, so you don't say anything unless it's therapy. Therapy,
one can go crazy if they don't get therapy.
Because one of the allowed ones is when you go and complain about injustice that happened against you. It's one of the ones that's allowed. Or in case of marriage, or in case of recommendation. For somebody, for example, you have a handyman coming to work in your home, and he worked in my home. So you pick up the phone and me and says, how was the job? Well, he didn't do a good job. I have to tell you, but I have to say it in a nice way. I'll give you 2 examples. One recent, and I was there. A woman came to the sheikh asking him about somebody he knows very well for marriage. So the sheikh wanted to tell her it's not a good idea, right? What did he say? Now, the answer to yours and to you and to he said he comes from a country that is well known that they have temper. What did he just told her? He has a temper, but he did it indirectly. Are you with me? A man divorced his wife, right? And they came to ask him, why did you divorce? He said, I do not talk about something in the past. They came to him and said, your ex-wife married somebody else. He said, I don't talk about the wife of other people. Are you with me? Yeah, you all are silent. I love it. Alhamdulillah, I'm doing this surah. Honestly, wallahi, we can do it. It's just because everyone is doing it. What are we going to talk about? I didn't mean it. It's true, and we justify it. But if we really start paying attention that we're going to be asked about these words, as Rasul said to Sayyidina Mu'adh, "Takalatku ummuka ya Mu'adh." May your mother mourn you. What else will put people in the hellfire but the harvest of their tongue? Subhanallah. We have to stop, right? One more question. I don't know. There's somebody, a young person at the end. I don't know. They really have a question, or they're just raising their hand. I don't know.
We're back there.
Is there somebody from the? Yeah. Let's take from the men's side.
Over there.
Yes, please. Now there is brother. He was before, and then we'll go to you. Don't worry.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykha. I had two specific questions.
Yes.
One on slandering and the other on backbiting.
Okay.
In terms of slandering, if a person slanders you, and like, what do you recommend should be done? Especially if they have like mental illnesses like narcissism. Should we, have sabr, or should we take gestures for that? If a person comes and asks you about that situation, what should your response be?
So someone slander you publicly?
Yes.
Publicly.
Yes.
What do? Alhamdulillah, we live in a country that there is laws. So first, before you go to that far, you go and reach to the people who knows that person, right? That's why the Muslim community, you reach to the imam, you reach to a friend, and you say, this is what I heard. Please just tell them, stop it, wa'afa Allah amma salaf. I'm not going to do anything. Just let's not go there. Let's not talk about this. No, it's continued. There is rules here in this country. You know that. You don't want to go that far, but if it's continuing, especially if it is hurting you, whether hurting you at work, hurting you in your reputation, yes, you have to take it. But don't go that far. Right? But don't answer and start, let them see themselves. Then you are the same. You don't want to be the same as the other person. That's why Rasul said, Al-qatil wal-maqtul fi nar. He said the two people who are trying to kill each other, both are in the hellfire. One killed the other. Both are in the hellfire. Said, Ya Rasulullah, one was killed. So the killer, okay, but why the other person in the hellfire? He said, because if he didn't kill him, he would have killed him. So I will not respond the same way, because then I'm the same. But I'm going to try what I want. I want them to stop saying this. So you're going to reach to people to stop. They didn't, then you take the legal actions if it's really hurting you, or just afa Allah amma salaf, just forgive and pardon. It depends how much harm is there.
Also, the second on backbiting was that there's an opinion I've heard that if it's someone who's not Muslim, you're allowed, because it says akhi.
It's the same. It's the same. I'm glad you asked this, because I forgot to say this. Because he didn't say only the Muslims. It's the same. How do you feel if a non-Muslim backbited you? Hurt. Same thing. We need to really elevate the Muslim Ummah. SubhanAllah, as I was reading one of the commentaries about this just before I came, and he was describing if this Ummah applied to the letter this surah, it will be the ideal society. Subhanallah. Yes, the young man and the last one. Yes.
Earlier in your talk, you said that you were talking about the order of which Surah Hujurat was, and you said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the Prophet how the order was, but wasn't the Quran compiled after his death?
No. I'm glad you asked this. The Quran was compiled at the time of Rasul alayhi salam. There's a difference between compiled and written and then made the Quran that we know, right? This one is at the time of Sayyidina Uthman. That's why I called the Mus'haf al-Uthmani. This one, right? But at the time of Rasul alayhi salam, it was compiled. It was this one, this one, this one, this one. And then at the time of Sayyidina Abu Bakr, he made it between al-Daffatain. He made it with two. And it stayed with whom? Stayed with whom? I didn't hear it. Somebody said it in the back. One of the wives of Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam. She kept it with her. Who was it? Sayyidah Hafsa, the daughter of Sayyidina Umar. Till Sayyidina Abu Bakr came in, when the Muslim Ummah became big everywhere, they came to him and says, people are reading it differently, now different languages, like see how we are, and we are worried it's going to change. So he called 5 of the Kutabul Wahi, those who really, they were writing as a Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, and he said, send to Hafsa and take permission from her to give it to me so they can write exactly what's in this one, and I'll bring it back to her. So he did 5 of them, and the 5 of them then went to different parts of the world, and that's how we ended up with this.